Okay, we are killing a Krayt Ancient right now. We're doing it so far without using a heal. I expect we're going to be able to complete it without using a heal too. This build is pretty ridiculous as far as defenses go. You notice on this guy, the only novice profession we have is Brawler. When we go into Master Brawler, we have most of Fencer, the defensive line of Pikeman, Master Swordsman, and some of the defenses in Terraskazi Artist. On my other character, excuse me, I have dropped this Fencer tree, which is combat equilibrium, pretty much is all I'm losing, 20 of that, and picked up Novice Medic, just in case of emergencies. I can show you that here. He's got the Novice Medic, and he doesn't have the Fencer, but everything else on this build is identical to the other one. I have two pieces of 90% kinetic resist composite on. It's 80% and 84%. Power hammers are nothing special. I mean, they're good ones, but they're, you know, not. I paid like 10,000 credits for them. Pretty easy to come by. Here, this guy's got 79% armor on his feet. It's not even 80. It's 80% and then 90%. You know, I'm taped up some too. I know damage is broken. That sucks that I filled that slot with it, but whatever. Got a little bit of stuff on. My stim pack is pretty nice, you know. It's made with Jonta Blood, but it was a weak Jonta Blood. It was back before I was 12 points as well. I do have some that are 710 heal power stim B. It's absurd. I don't carry them on me though, they're my vendor. Now see, I'm taunting right now to pull him from Force Master, because Force Master is getting hit pretty hard, so I need to pull that aggro off of him. I actually let it go a lot further than I usually like to. Why isn't he coming over? Come on. This is annoying. There we go. I'm running a macro, which allows me to, while on Force Master, send a tell to Uncle Benjamin to stand up. See? I just stood that character up while on this one. Pretty basic. You know, when one guy's taking damage, you taunt him. Oh, something else that's pretty crucial about this to work is I've buffed my constitution and my stamina using really powerful Jonta Bloods in a faction base in a scientific specialized city. So I have got really high regeneration, which is pretty key to making this work. You can see my strength and quickness. Yeah, 2700 buff. You would look at that and be like, "Oh, that's a respectable buff." But really, I can go with way lower than that. As long as you're hitting 0 ham cost to use your special with your weapon, then you have enough strength and quickness, and that comes into play with a buff. I don't know. I buffed it 2.2k and I was still okay. So you don't really need strong buffs there. And health pool, that's optional. If you want to jaunt to buff your health pool, you can. These are not jaunt to buffed health pools. This is just regular near server best buffs done in a faction base and a city. The mind buff, I do have taped entertainer for my mind, but I do not have for the focus and willpower taped yet. It's like +2 or 3, something weak tape quantity. Now the resist on this thing should be down by now. Should be at like 47.5 here. It starts at 95% they start at. And they have, well, this one has 700,000 hit points in the mind. I've seen them with 800, over 800,000 in the mind. It takes a little bit longer, but once you get the resist down, it's less relevant how many hit points they have. Now see that other guy, I'm telling him to stand up and he does. How about that? So we'll finish this off. Hopefully we get some like epic tissues off this. That'd be awesome. I've never looted tissues with damage over 200. I think my highest was 187 or it was 178 possibly. Somewhere in there. I wasn't streaming that, so I don't have record of it. I already sold them too. We got like 13.3 million. I put them on my vendor and they sold that day. I think that was a pretty fair price on them. I gotta keep an eye on my gear and make sure it doesn't decay to a point where it's not efficient anymore. Gotta taunt him over here. There we go. I got some battle fatigue. I've been out here for a little while. Still have an hour and 10 minutes left on my 3-hour mind buff. 57 minutes left on my action buff. So I might have time. Well, I'm not going to have time to wait for him to respawn and then do another one, I don't think. If there was another one sitting over there, I'd have time to do another one, but there's not. Is that a giant over there? I could do the giant probably. No, it's a canyon. I could definitely do a grand. And something else probably even too. Yeah, I think I could do 2 more, but I don't think I'll have time to wait for this ancient to respawn and do him. Let's taunt him this way now. We got KD over there. I'm going to tell him to stand. There we go. I do not believe it's possible for me to program more than one command to tell my alternative player here. I think it's just the one command is all I'm going to get. I would like to be able to taunt as well through a tell, but I'm happy with stand. I could switch it to taunt, but then I wouldn't be able to stand. And I don't really care to be switching my commands up a whole bunch, because then I start getting a little confused. I like to just keep it set one way and go with that. I actually just made the stand command macro stand through tell this morning. A friend of mine sent me an email a couple days ago with the entertainer macro, and I took a look at it, but I hadn't played with it at all till this morning. But having taken a look at it a couple days ago gave me some time to brainstorm how it worked and how I wanted to tackle the problem, and I got it first try. Well, second try. First try I sent the stand command to general chat, but I immediately knew what the problem was. It was just a little syntax error, my fault. Oh, yeah. It works so good, too. Dang. There we go. These things love to KD. They love to posture down. They love to dizzy. And they'll do an area attack of it, too. So they'll knock everyone down and dizzy them all at once. Got high defenses against those things, though, which helps a ton. Doesn't help 100% of the time, but you can see the other guy didn't fall that time. And that was an area attack. Uh-oh. Come over here, man. He's about to be dead. Give me that good loot. Let's get that good loot. Let's get it. Ooh, I got a pearl from an ancient. That's the first time I've ever looted a pearl from an ancient. Ever. Oh